Hello, and welcome to the very first Friggin Nerds show of 2018. I'm your host, as always, Mario Lima, and next to me is...
James Finch.
How you doing today, buddy?
Good, man. How you doing?
Oh, good. It's been... 2017 is finally gone.
Mm.
That crap of a year. But we're on to some new, exciting things, hopefully, this year. A lot of cool movies coming out, a lot of new comics, all that good stuff. So, might as well just jump right into it. First big pile of news that, I'm super excited about. They're finally getting some more information about this Venom movie.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy came out. I'm not sure it was like some kind of festival or something.
What it was?
In
What
Europe?
it was in? São Paulo, Brazil.
Okay.
But they were shooting it from Atlanta, Georgia, and because it snowed, he was supposed to hop on a plane. It was going to be 9 hours to São Paulo, but since the snow it delayed him, they weren't allowed to leave. So they just live cast it in São Paulo. Where it was supposed to be at, and they Q&A'd their questions there. But it looks. I mean, Tom Hardy's a great actor.
I had no idea how British Tom Hardy was.
Yeah, he's quite
like,
British.
What's up, mates? I'm a show here in San Francisco. Then I was expecting him to be like, I'm about to kill the Spider-Man. That's the only voice I fucking know. It's like I've broken the bat and I'm going to break the spider. Speaking of the spiders, so I guess I was really confused when they first announced this movie, if they were going to really tie it into the Marvel universe we have right now, and rumors are coming around that I guess the other Tom Holland, might be in this movie.
Yeah, those are rumors.
So I guess they're going to do a Spider-Man thing, but the way they're talking, I guess because they're shooting this in San Francisco apparently, and those of you who read the comics and know. Eddie Brock is from San Francisco, so I'm wondering if that's going to play a big role. Is he going to make it to New York at some point in the movie? He must, obviously. That's where the whole story really starts. So
I would assume that. I mean, that's where Spider-Man's from Queens, so
yeah. So and then
Brock Lesnar gets transferred to a high school in New
Brock
York.
Lesnar.
Or Brock Lesnar.
Imagine if Brock Lesnar just show up to the high school. It's like Spider-Man. I don't know if that's how Brock Lesnar talks. It sounds like Macho. Ooh, it's the Macho Man, Randy. Remember the Macho Man, Randy? He was in a Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
He was Bone Saw.
Part 1.
Yeah, remember his
Part 1.
What did he say? It's like, I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. I love that guy. I wish he was still alive, man.
Yeah.
They should put him in every single Spider-Man movie. But yeah, so
Eddie Brock.
So I wonder if it's going to tie in after Infinity Wars, because those sort of trailer for that. Spider-Man looks like he's getting his ass kicked a couple times in that fucking trailer, if you guys saw it. So I want, he has the fucking Robo Iron Man Iron Spider suit, as they're calling it.
Suit, yeah.
So I wonder if they're really gonna, if they're gonna follow that after Infinity Wars or whatever. It's like, really, this guy's to fucking deal with fucking Venom now after fucking dealing with Thanos. Not sure how they're gonna tie that in though. So it's gonna be interesting.
I mean, Marvel has so many multiverses. Maybe it's in a whole separate universe.
I mean, Marvel knows
you got
how to
Old
do
Man
it.
Logan. That's a different universe than regular, like Wolverine.
That's the other thing. Are they gonna tie in Old Man Logan at some point, or Logan in general? Because as we talked about last episode, one of our last episodes, that Fox sold off to Disney.
Yeah.
So they own.
Can you believe that? Can you believe George Lucas got $4 billion for Star Wars franchise?
Yeah.
Stan Lee got $4 billion for the Marvel franchise. Fox got $59 billion.
Yeah, it's like, why not?
What?
But I'm glad it fucking happened.
That's a lot of fucking money for Fox.
Yeah, but it had to happen eventually, man. Because I think now we're definitely going to get some good movies out of this.
Thank God Fox can't make a fucking X-Men movie anymore.
Yeah, so they got
or a Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, so they got both of those properties now. So I'm assuming they're gonna. I mean, I'm sure Marvel will find a way to do it because unlike DC, they know how to fucking take care of their shit.
Yeah.
That being said, I do have a little bit of what happened some DC news. They're having talks about they had talked about a Batman movie solo. I guess it's not happening this year anymore.
Well, yeah, because Batfleck
Surprise.
doesn't want to be Batfleck anymore.
Yeah, but it's really it's like back and forth, man. Because it's like first he said I think his brother was on like a radio station one time. He's like, "No, Ben wants to do it." Then there was an article saying, "Oh, Ben doesn't want to do it." Then he went to Comic-Con. Ben's like, "I'm fucking Batman. I can fucking do it."
Yeah, but
And
then,
so we don't know if he really wants to do it or not. And people are saying Jake Gyllenhaal might be the Batman now, and it's like,
wasn't there like an interview where he was like, "Well, I can't play that character forever." It's like, dude, you've done like 3 movies.
who, Ben said that?
Yeah.
He only did 2.
No, he did.
Well, Suicide Squad if you count the cameo, you know what I mean? But
Well, I mean, you got Batman vs Superman.
yeah, that's one. Suicide Squad, he made the cameo with Will Smith, and I think he's the Joker too. And then Justice.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's only
I can't.
3.
I can't get through a DC movie.
You still haven't finished Batman v
Still
Superman.
haven't finished Batman vs
That's-
Superman. It's been. I got halfway through it. Can't do it. Just can't.
That's going to be one of our commentary things. Oh, that's a quick
Directing.
segue. Quick segue for that. We're at coming next Saturday. Last episode we had our friend Dylan Titus on the show, and we talked about Last Jedi. We had like an idea we kind of kicked around during that episode about like maybe, why don't we review all the Star Wars movies? And we got off the air and we're like, let's actually do that.
Yeah.
So starting next week, every single month, we're going to be doing a commentary track on each Star Wars movie. We're going to start with episode 1, unfortunately, and run it all the way down to, by the time we get to it, Last Jedi might be on DVD, so we could probably run all
I
these
keep
movies.
checking Amazon, so when you can pre-order
I
it.
think you pre-order already
You
on
can
PSN.
pre-order it on like, Target is taking pre-orders, Best Buy's taking pre-orders.
Yeah, so people
So
are
I
already...
don't know why Amazon's not.
They will. I'm sure they'll have some fancy pack, some fancy limited edition
Because I want it.
tin or something. Yeah, why
I don't-
not?
Yeah, I'm sorry for all you people out there that don't like Last Jedi, but I really liked it. I enjoyed it had its down
Has
moments, but I
Every
enjoyed
Star Wars
it. I
movie had
liked
its
it.
down moments. I don't care
Exactly.
what they say. But anyways, yeah, so we'll be starting that next week
It's just
with
like
episode 1.
this-
And
This guy over here, when we're talking about prequels, unfortunately with Phantom Menace, there are a lot of parts of Phantom Menace I really dug. I really
yeah.
like. So me
And
and my fiance just got done. Well, we're about to start Empire. We're getting through the whole thing. So
did you
it
guys
feels
do
like
it? So you guys did
we
it
did it chronologically. so-
prequels?
Yeah,
So
we did 1, 2, 3, Rogue One, 4, and now Empire.
All right, cool. So yeah, so you're pretty fresh on the eyes with that because we're probably gonna do that the same thing with
Well,
Dylan.
I'm gonna watch Phantom Menace over again. So.
Yeah. So the whole thing we're gonna we're gonna be watching the movie live on the air. It'll be an audio podcast. It's for copyright reasons, and then we're gonna run through the whole movie and just basically do a commentary track on a movie we didn't make. So that's gonna start next week. But anyways, back to fucking DC news. I was talking about DC. So the whole thing is with, what did I say, Batman.
Yeah.
So they're not doing that this year. The only thing they're doing this year is Aquaman, and that's going to be in December, I believe, November, December. So we're not going to get any DC action till then, which is fine. Take your
That
time.
works for me.
But it just kind of
Taking up theaters.
it's a mess though, because Marvel I think has about 3 movies coming out this year.
Yeah, this year, but all
May-
together in like the next collective 4 or 5 years, I think they have like
Yeah.
16 movies or something.
DC
like that
can't
coming out.
catch up because they had like they
DC's
were
not
like
gonna catch up.
they were like,
Sorry.
we're gonna do a
Sorry,
Flash
DC.
movie.
You're
We're-
fucked.
We're gonna do a Batman movie. We're gonna do a Flash movie. We're gonna do all these. They're not gonna do them now. They have no. They can't get shit together, man. And I'm pretty sure somebody someone in the higher DC offices or something or whatever took over, like management or something up there. And I guess that's why they're kind of delayed now, is because they're trying to, kind of sit back and like, okay, let's figure out what the
Let's
issue
not suck
is.
at this anymore, guys.
They
Let's work on this. Let's all get together and just not be terrible at this.
They
'cause
really
we
have
can't
to.
make a fucking decent movie to save our lives. Besides Wonder Woman, and I haven't even seen Wonder Woman, but
You gotta see it,
everybody
man.
that I'm talking to pretty much likes Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's super
One
cool,
of the
man.
toughest critics I know, my friend Charles from high school. I think he enjoyed Wonder Woman. So
Yeah, everybody
and
enjoyed
he's
Wonder
tough.
Woman.
He is tough. He is a tough critic.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's gonna,
Because he's a DC guy. He likes DC. He reads DC books.
yeah. So eventually they'll catch up. But we have so many movies come out from Marvel this year that they're not gonna catch up this year. So maybe next year will be their year to move on. Because so we have Avengers coming out in May.
Rebuilding season.
Ant-Man's coming out.
I loved
And
Ant-Man.
then something else is coming. I forgot what else. What else is coming out?
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, wasn't that weird?
Black Panther.
Then Black Panther. Those three are like right there.
Yep.
That's gonna like kill this year. And
Black
like,
Panther's already the highest pre-sale ticket for any Marvel movie.
Like, people are super. I'm super excited for it because like I remember when he showed up in Civil War, man. When I first saw it. He popped out one of the trailers. I was like, "Holy shit! They're gonna finally do Black Panther. This is gonna be intense." And at first, I didn't feel how I felt about it. But he did a great performance. I forgot the actor's name who was playing him. Do you know the actor's name?
Not off the top of my head.
We'll look it up later. We'll put it on the screen for you if we find out. So yeah, man, that's basically it for that segment. Let's talk into something else we usually talk about in this show, comics. What were we reading lately there?
We are on the third book, and this is the variant of Deadpool versus Old Man Logan.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fun book. It's definitely for adults, but it is a lot of fun. Whole lot of fun. And the third issue is really, really good. You find out a lot about what's going on in the first issue, because there's first issue, like the first three or four pages, there's just a whole bunch of planes and trucks and trains and all kinds of shit being thrown at Deadpool and Old Man Logan, and you don't know what quite is going on. And then this third issue lets you know what's happening. This is the variant issue. It's a good one, so go out and get it. Me and Mario are reading it. I read it last night.
Yeah, I picked it up the other day. I actually went out with my girlfriend Alicia, who we'll be having on the show later on today, by the way. And
she flew in from Hogwarts this morning.
Yeah, we're doing a Harry Potter segment later. So I went out with her and her niece, and they went to the carousel in Warwick Mall. And I turn around and I see a Toy Vault behind me, so I'm like, let me go pop in real quick while they're distracted.
I always say that too.
They're distracted on those horses, so I'm gonna
walking through Emerald Square Mall. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pop into Newberry.
Yeah, but I had no idea 3 was out, so I grabbed 3, and then I noticed a new book that I didn't see on their new section shelf. It's Old Man Hawkeye. Christ, thank you. Old Man Hawkeye.
Christ in it?
Is it a little bit of Christ in it? No, I haven't read it yet. But they have an Old Man Hawkeye book. This came out. It's on issue 1. Had no idea about it. I'm not sure what it's connected to exactly. So I'm gonna try to dig into that.
Is he wearing sunglasses?
No, he's not blind.
Right.
It seems he has like the long white hair. And
so again, it's a multiverse. I'm guessing because if he's not blind in it.
I wonder if it's like
prequel?
set before
Old Man Logan,
the OG Old Man Logan, because that would make sense.
Fucking great comic,
we have,
man.
With this,
such a good comic.
With this Deadpool versus Old Man Logan, yeah, this is a different universe, but I wonder if that's connected somehow.
Such a good book, really is. Fun book.
It's 3 issues out now. It is a mini series, right?
Yeah, I think it's only. Jeff said it's only gonna be like 5.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 2 more.
That's the thing. I went to Time Capsule. Again, go to Time Capsule for our comic needs. I went to Time Capsule to pick up my monthlies, and Jeff was like, "Hey, Deadpool Old Man Logan 3 is out," and I was like, "I did not. Let's grab that."
Yeah, why not? What else are you reading, by the way?
X-Men Gold, Astonishing X-Men,
of course.
I believe that's it.
Really? Yeah, I've been
reading Secret Wars.
Rereading it, really?
Yeah, which is going to take a while because there's so much shit going on. It's unbelievable. Oh, yeah. Finally finished Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Which, since issue 1, this has been a great comic.
That's a nice one right there. Look at that. The art is fantastic in these books, I've noticed. Because they only did 5, right?
Oh, and Iron Fist. I'm reading Iron Fist.
And Iron Fist
I haven't read the latest issue.
This is the new Iron. This is the latest issue?
Yeah.
So it's new Iron Fist right there. We'll put some graphics on there, too, for you.
And X-Men Gold is bi-weekly, so there's like 3 issues right there that I went and grabbed.
Oh, so you collected
but it's X-Men Gold is going to be done this summer.
Really?
Like, no more. They're going to cut it off this summer. I mean, it's already on issue 19, so by now it's on issue 21 probably. So
They're cutting a lot of stuff out. I noticed. Like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, Defenders stopped. And
yeah,
like,
Defenders
I
stopped,
saw a lot of that
stopped,
with
Iceman stopped.
Yeah, and I saw a lot
Jean
about
Grey.
speaking of Defenders. I guess like you mentioned before, they're adding like Deadpool, I guess, in those books.
Yeah,
So
Deadpool's making his way into everything.
yeah, but it's just weird because like some of the cover I saw, it looked like issue 4, but like it was like just a variant comic.
Still got to read Ice Cap.
Ice Cap, a local comic right there.
Yeah, Ice Cap about our local Providence Bruins. Go P Bruins,
Go
baby.
Pete Bruins.
I'm
Please
a
don't
fan.
lose. So yeah, man. So definitely a lot of freaking books happening. I've been like slacking on my books, man. I've been doing a lot of like gaming lately. So
Oh, you're
like,
a digital guy too, so you read
yeah,
a lot of digital books.
yeah. I've been trying to get more. Like
I'm
I
one of
just got.
those-
I'm reading Infinity on digital. I haven't read in a couple of weeks, but
Infinity.
that's interesting. It's all like the.
Oh, the
you know.
DC one.
No, it's Marvel. Thanos.
Oh, okay.
Infinity
okay.
Wars,
Yeah.
kind of. It's just called Infinity. But
It's
that
not
one's
Secret
kind of-
Empire. I'm thinking of Secret
Oh
Empire.
no, that one. You got pack
That's
a
just
lunch.
too much, man. That's a
gotta pack a
lot
lunch
of
to read
fucking
those
reading.
books.
Rob at Time Capsule was like, you know what? I'm not even reading. I'm just collecting them, and I'll read them when I get them all in one.
Yeah, it's the best thing to do, really.
And I was like, why don't you just wait for, the paperback to come out? And he's like, it's gonna be like a fucking encyclopedia.
Yeah. It's gonna be like that freaking instruction booklet for Inspector Gadget.
That's what I'm gonna do for the new Vader comic. I'm going to wait for it to just come out in paperback.
Yeah, there's a lot of Vader too. 'Cause they
Well,
do-
there was a Vader there's a Vader comic that they came out with when I first moved here. I went to Five Below and I saw the first Vader issue of Five Below, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna grab that. I read the first one and I ordered a couple other ones off Amazon. I had just moved here, so I didn't really know where any comic book shops were. I didn't know about Time Capsule. So I was ordering off Amazon because you can find everything on Amazon.
it's
So
everything.
I really liked it, but I think I only collected like 4 issues,
Mm.
and I just couldn't find any more. And
Well, now if you look online, you can find.
yeah,
almost everything.
I think I'm just gonna get the paperback for that one too. But I was looking on Facebook today, and they had like a cutout strip from that comic book, and it's Darth Vader like standing in the middle, and he's just surrounded by rebels. And they're
Yeah.
like, we've got you surrounded. And he's like, all I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta read that. I have got
It's
to read
intense
that.
books. If you like the Vader scene in the hallway in Rogue One, you'll love the books. It's just that every single book.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't like that scene?
Yeah, I mean, that could have been a whole movie. I would have been happy.
Right?
But anyways, man. So yeah, that's basically all the main news we have for today. But we're gonna jump into a new segment. We have a guest, as I mentioned earlier, my girlfriend Alicia, and also our Harry Potter. What's the word I'm looking for? Our Harry Potter expert, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a
She-
bigger
like I
word.
said, she flew in from Hogwarts.
All the way from Hogwarts, on her broom. But anyway, so we're gonna cut to that real quick. We'll be back with more Friggin' Nerd Show in just a second. Hey, welcome back, guys. We're back with our very special guest and sexy guest, Miss Alicia Dumas, our Harry Potter expert, also my girlfriend.
Thought you were talking about me when you said sexy guys.
James, you're
I thought
also.
so too.
James is always a sexy guy. Anyways, this is our
James is
Harry.
his
She
favorite.
just flew in from Hogwarts this morning. So.
Yes, and I stopped at Hogsmeade on my way and brought you guys
Nice.
back some
Yes,
butterbeer
she
to try.
did.
So.
Oh yeah, we got some butterbeer here.
Butterbeer.
Let's take a sip here, guys. Cheers. We got
Cheers.
Jill behind the camera today. Cheers as well.
Thank you,
Thank
baby.
you, Jill.
Cheers. A little butterbeer. Oh yeah. Oh, it's good.
That's the spot.
Oh,
Yeah, you have a fluff mustache,
I'm
Do
keeping
I have
it.
do I have a fluff stash?
and I also have butterbeer in my lap.
Fine.
Un poquito.
Anyways,
Mm.
you good?
Okay.
Am I good?
A little there. Okay.
James, am I good?
You're good. You're good. Yeah,
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get that for you. Here we go.
You gotta do the mom
Thank you.
lick.
The mom lick.
The
My
mom.
grandmother used to do that to me. She just spit and just wipe my face.
Ew.
Is
Disgusting.
that a
Gross.
Portuguese thing?
I think so. I don't know.
Spitting
Alright,
people's
Bobo.
faces is a Portuguese thing.
It's I don't know. Anyways, so much stickiness. So
It is sticky.
so far it's going off to a great start.
But it's
So-
delicious.
It is delicious.
It is delicious. So we got butterbeer here. We have Harry Potter things. We're gonna talk about some Harry Potter. Have some fun with Harry Potter here. Alicia, so you're basically our
Expert.
expert here. We need
All things
all
Harry
the help.
Potter.
You brought
All
your notes
things.
here. You brought your Hermione pen. You brought your books.
I brought everything.
ready
I tried to
here.
bring more, but Mario wouldn't let me. He's like, you don't need to go. You don't need to go overboard. It's like, I do all things big though.
You wouldn't see us anymore. There'd be Harry Potter shit everywhere. But anyways,
I didn't realize how much I had until I started looking for it.
right?
Right?
So yeah, so there is some Harry Potter news going on. People who are fans of the series, Fantastic Beasts came out that last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
there's
The year before, technically, because 2017 there was no new Harry Potter
very true.
movie.
So a lot of news coming up with the new movie. Tell us a little bit of news dropped about the title and possibly a trailer, right?
Okay, so yeah, the title is Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, and we were hoping for a trailer after Last Jedi, and it didn't happen. I was really disappointed the whole time. I was waiting, and he was like, "Yeah, Star Wars." And I was like, "Come on, Fantastic Beasts!" And it just didn't come. So the end of the month, they're having a Harry Potter celebration in Orlando at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Universal. So we are hoping that, kind of like with the
Infinity Wars.
Yeah, well, I was thinking Disney with the Star Wars, how they usually have the first trailer at the what's the conference?
D23.
D23. So
Well, that was at
we're hoping they have it.
HasCon you guys went to, right?
No, that was the.
Isn't there like a short trailer of Infinity Wars or something like that?
They showed.
At HasCon,
They talked about it, but they didn't show any like footage. If anything, they talked about like Bumblebee and Transformers and shit like that. But not much other than that.
So done
Harry
with
Potter.
Transformers. Michael
So
Bay.
we're hoping for that trailer at the end of the month.
Now, so for those who don't know about the story of this era of Harry Potter lore, there is no Harry Potter basically yet.
It's actually a prequel to the Harry Potter books. It's about the Wizarding Wars before Voldemort.
So it's like the Phantom Menace.
Kinda, yeah. It's like the prequels. Yeah,
That's
Star
Harry
Wars.
Potter. Yeah, because we have what's his name is playing Dumbledore, right? I can't think of the guy's name.
Hold on.
It's right there. What's the guy's name?
Now you made me blank. That's the one thing I didn't write down in my notes because I was like, oh, I'll know that.
We know Johnny Depp's in it.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp is Grindelwald.
He
yes.
is Grindelwald. Spoilers. We all knew that. Johnny Depp was in because they announced
Why
Johnny
can't I
Depp.
think of an Okay, just for the record, I suck with names in general. We do.
You guys keep yapping. I'll look it up right now.
So, Crimes of Grindelwald is the next one in the series.
Okay.
So, the first one was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And it was about Newt Scamander, who is a Hufflepuff. And he's writing the book that ends up becoming a textbook.
Jude Law.
That's
Jude
the
Law.
one. I was like, there's a J. There's definitely a J in the first name, and then I
Which is
could
an
just.
interesting choice, I would say.
Well, he's British.
Johnny Depp is actually a huge scandal in the Harry Potter world right now, the Potterverse, because he was recently accused by his now ex-wife of basically
Domestic violence or something?
Yeah.
I
Him
was
too.
reading that.
Well,
there was an accusation, there was no conviction, there was no sentencing, there was none of that. So that's
So-
why they're kind of like sweeping it under the rug, Warner Brothers, I think.
Okay. So
And they're
no one
not really
knows it's gonna
addressing
happen.
it.
And, like there was no charges, nothing. It was just an accusation.
It was an accusation. They ended up divorced. I don't think anything ever came of it. Nothing really ever came of it except the accusation and I think she filed a lawsuit, but nothing ever happened with it.
And I remember her saying there was something about him doing copious amounts of cocaine.
That's possible. That's
Which,
possible.
I mean, he grew up in the 80s, so...
So
yeah, it's
everyone's
very possible, people.
the biggest issue here is that actually before the 7th movie came out, was it 7th or 8th? I'm not sure. It was the 7th book. Before the movie came out, the actor that played, I believe it was Crab. It was either Crab or Goyle. I'm pretty sure it was Crab. Was arrested for growing marijuana.
Righteous.
And he was.
That's why I call herbology. That's the way to go. That's what I would do if I was in Hogwarts.
I don't think so.
Fuck yeah. Smoke it up with Hagrid.
Professor Sprout would not approve.
Hagrid would approve.
Hagrid
there,
drinks.
Harry.
Hagrid drinks. He doesn't need to smoke.
He goes to the
So-
pub.
Anyway,
Goes to the
Crabbe
pub.
was arrested. So in
fella
real
around
life, in the Muggle world, and therefore he was let go from the films. They released him from his contract, and he was no more.
Really?
So he doesn't exist in the 7th movie.
So
basically.
the real Hagrid in the movies?
Not Hagrid, Crabbe.
Crabbe,
Malfoy's cronies.
Okay.
One of them was
Fuck-
arrested.
Fuck Malfoy.
Malfoy's a D-bag.
Yeah,
it is.
well, you know,
Puts a
Slytherins.
horrible name to Slytherin.
So
Speaking
Yeah,
of
you know, I was
Slytherin-
flipping through some of this literature that you brought, and
Yep.
it's really, really cool. Like, this is a cool book. I'm flipping through it. I'm looking at Anglo-Saxon centaurs. It's what really caught my eye as I was flipping through it, because I remember the centaur in the first movie,
Yep.
and I remember a centaur actually trained Achilles in the movie Troy.
Well, there you have it. She
And
act,
it's very interesting. A lot of this is really, really cool.
and it's actually an exhibit right now in the UK, in London, I think it is. And
Got some notes
it's a-
in here, handwritten notes.
oh yeah, there's like
Really cool.
scans of J.K. Rowling's original notes about things like the Sorting Hat and all of that. So that exhibit is actually from the British Library, and it's in England right now. And in October, it is coming to New York City. It's coming to the New York City Public Library. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully,
Very cool,
we
very
will get
cool.
to make it down there. But all of that stuff is going to be live in person, living color. So
That's cool.
very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Road trip very soon then, huh?
And what house do you belong to, Ravenclaw?
I am a Ravenclaw through and through. Absolutely.
And I am a Gryffindor.
Ah.
Slash Hufflepuff.
Slash
Gryffindor.
Hufflepuff.
So
Gryffindor.
you brought. What is this book you brought?
So this is because last year in June, I think it's June 26th, if my notes are right.
20 years of
June
Harry Potter
26th.
magic.
It was the 20th anniversary of the release of the first book in
Okay.
Britain, because the US version wasn't released until I believe it was like the following year.
Now, is this book all Ravenclaw? All Ravenclaw's lore and history? Is that what this is?
There's pieces of it woven in. It's mostly in the beginning. So this is the Ravenclaw House edition of the first
Okay.
book. It was
Oh,
released
okay.
as a celebration of the 20th
Okay.
anniversary.
I
So there's
see.
a whole preface,
Oh,
basically, to
So cool.
Ravenclaw and all things Ravenclaw. And there's the four
House
houses,
founder.
and each of the houses has a book to celebrate the
Okay.
first.
That's
And
cool.
So this is from, is it Bloomsbury, I think is the publisher in the UK. And Bloomsbury. And they released the 20th anniversary house edition. Scholastic this year is going to be coming out with a 20th anniversary edition of all of the books on their 20th. I believe it's Bloomsbury is on each book's 20th anniversary. It seems like they're going to basically be releasing a new house edition book. So by the end, there will be a whole collector's edition, basically,
Okay.
of all of them.
I'm sure that'll be on your shelf.
Oh yeah, I have the first one right here. So, and then Scholastic is actually coming out with a new set as well for the 20th anniversary. But all they're doing, I believe, from what I've read, is all they're doing is a new cover for each book. So they're having someone illustrate. I believe he's the author or the illustrator for Hugo, the children's book.
Oh, very cool.
So he is going to be designing new covers for each of the 7 books.
Oh, wow.
That's what Scholastic is doing on their 20th anniversary this year.
So, there's a lot of stuff you're looking forward to in Harry Potter coming out?
Oh yeah, the biggest one though
That's
is
awesome.
there is going to be 2 mobile games coming out this year. One of them's an RPG game, and I'm like so ready. It's called Hogwarts Mystery, I think.
That's cool.
I'm very excited.
I like
about that.
RPGs. And just like there's a Pokemon Go, there's going to be a Harry Potter Go.
Yep,
Yeah.
there
I wonder
is.
how that's going to work.
Yeah, we haven't had a
I'm
really
sure you
proper. We haven't had like a proper Harry Potter game since like one of my personal favorites is. I think it was on GameCube. They had like the Chamber of Secrets game, and it was super cool because you could like explore Hogwarts. you were Harry, went through the whole movie, but you could like go free roam, go outside, go fly your broom around, go hang out, go to classes and do spells. And
So
stuff.
it's like an open map.
Yeah, very open.
I think that's
the
what they're
whole
doing.
castle. Like I'm
That's the
hoping
way
they
to
do
go.
Yeah,
Like
That's what
Breath
they're
of
doing
the
with
Wild or Ocarina of Time for Zelda.
yeah, something like that. Or
Open,
like Skyrim,
open map's
you know?
the way to go. It's Skyrim. Open map's the way to go, especially when it comes to RPGs.
So I'm pretty sure that's what these mobile games are going to be.
That's
and
awesome.
actually, one of them is a true, like a real live RPG game set before Harry's time, but it's still within that realm. So it's all the same professors and all of that. And you actually get to create your own character and go through Hogwarts as that character. The other one's more like Pokemon Go, similar to that, but the RPG game is
What you're looking forward to most.
yes, absolutely.
That's
very
cool.
cool. Like that, man. More Harry Potter news because you guys don't have a lot, man. It's like you're based off those 7 books and 7 movies.
And it's been a while since before Fantastic Beasts, before anything else really happened in our
Indeed,
verse.
yeah.
So
I can't remember anything Harry Potter besides the last movie. Till Fantastic Beasts came out, and that was not till years and years later.
and now it's like revived and everybody's excited about
That's
it
cool.
again. There's more products out there again, which is awesome because there was a drought for a while. You couldn't find
Yeah.
anything Harry Potter, so very exciting.
We were actually doing a marathon, and we were doing it at your guys' place, and we finished Sorcerer's Stone,
Mm-hmm.
and the second one would be
Chamber
of Secrets.
Mhm.
So that's the next one, but we did, because it has no correlation to the actual story of the original series, but we started Fantastic Beasts, and it looked great.
It
Looked
was
really good.
It was
I
great.
really want to finish it.
And it actually gets closer to the series as you go on. So Jude Law is playing Dumbledore.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a prequel story, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it really, like, there are some characters from the original series that carry over.
Good boy. You could tell Bo's here.
Bo's very excited about Harry Potter.
He's our director. What a good boy.
Executive producer.
He's like, guys, I'm looking over the books. The show's not making any money. What are we doing this for?
He's sneezing. He's
Good
agreeing.
boy.
The Bruins winning tonight? What's going on?
He's like, I want to
Bless
watch the
you.
game, man. Anyways, but yeah, I was super excited about that, man. I'm definitely excited to see it myself. You know, all I want to see in these movies, young Hagrid.
I don't know that you'll see that this one.
Didn't he get
I
ki-
think in
He
later on.
got kicked out of school, didn't he, for like opening the chamber or something?
Yes, but that was the first Voldemort war.
I'm
Tom
confused. I don't know what
Don't
that
get
is.
confused with Grindelwald.
Yeah, but still. I want to
Grindelwald is
You
different.
guys are speaking
Get like-
language
get like a
that I
young-
don't understand
young
right
You know who
now.
Voldemort is?
Well, I know who Voldemort is, but you're like a young... What did you say? Young Grindelwald?
No,
Grindelwald.
young
Grindelwald.
Grindelwald. He wants to see a young Hagrid,
Yeah, I would like to see that. I want to hang out with Hagrid.
right?
Hagrid's my
I'd
boy.
like to have
Drink
a
a
couple
beer.
drinks. He seems like a fun drunk.
I love him. But anyways, so speaking of Harry Potter and houses and whatnot, as we said earlier, she's a Ravenclaw. I'm a Gryffindor. This is all confirmed by Pottermore.
He's a Griffin Puff.
Gryffindor.
A Griffin Puff.
Griffin Puff. Covered in
Gryffindor
cheese, bastard.
Griffin. Let me clear my name here. There's a website called Pottermore.
Mm-hmm.
And this allows you to
Officially.
officially, it
That's
sorts
good
you into a
stuff.
house. If you answer these questions, you get your Patronus and all this, whatnot.
Your wand.
Your wand, everything. So I took this test when we started dating because that's the only way we would stay together. So if I fucking
I
sword
had to know what
myself
house he
into
was
a
in,
fucking
you know?
house.
You have to understand.
I could see that. Like,
So
listen,
I
Has
had
to
to
share.
take the test. I took the test. I got Gryffindor.
less than Mario. And it's going to be weird. I need you to take this test.
If not, we're done.
This is our
Your
second,
score.
This is our second date.
Your score will determine
Listen,
how
if you
far
want to
this
go to this 4th of
relationship
July
progresses.
party, I got to figure out what
So
house
I
you
made
belong to.
Gryffindor. A couple of weeks ago, she's like, you know what? The test has changed a lot. You should
They
probably
revamped it.
retake it. You should probably retake it.
No,
So-
and what did I say? I said, I have a good feeling you should be in Hufflepuff.
Okay. For what reason? I ain't no bitch.
It is not anything like that. Hufflepuffs are the patient,
I'm not patient.
the loyal.
I'm loyal.
Yeah, you're loyal, hardworking, fair play. You are the
definitely-
most
You're
fiery
definitely
person.
patient.
Yeah, you have
I
to
got
deal with me.
Hufflepuff the second time, but I took it the third time, and I got Gryffindor again. So I'm a Gryffindor.
He's a third
You're
Hufflepuff.
A Griffin Puff. You're a Griffin Puff. Covered in cheese. Come in a bag. You're $1.25
So-
at the convenience store.
You're definitely you're a Griffin Puff.
Anyways,
Delicious.
so I'm sorted.
You go good with butterbeer.
So
Thank
we all
you.
have coasters,
Yeah.
and before the show, James here has not been sorted yet.
Nope. I
So,
have not. I'm being...
Before the show started, I'm a Ravenclaw. I said, James, hopefully you're a Hufflepuff or a Slytherin. My prediction is that he's gonna be Slytherin. But
Me
we'll
too.
see.
I'm thinking.
I want to
Slytherin.
be a Slytherin.
So I said, but if you're a Gryffindor, Mario will have to switch to Hufflepuff coaster, because you're third.
Well, let's find out, guys. Let's open up
Yeah.
the
Set it up. We set
official
up the
Hogwarts
emails.
laptop. Show off that. Look at that. Lumos. Look at that.
Let me move the.
We're getting real with this. And so James is going to sit here and take the Pottermore quiz. He set up his email. He's ready to go. He's going to answer some questions. I want to see what he's been sorted into.
Got my butterbeer.
Get your butterbeer ready. You might need to take a chug of that.
I've been drinking bourbon all night. Switching to
You could also
butterbeer.
figure out your Ilvermorny house if you really wanted to.
Ilvermorny is the American Hogwarts, basically, right?
Basically.
Sweet, I'll take that one too.
But let's do Hogwarts House
Yeah.
and see where it goes. So start up the test and see
you can
where
read
it
through your
goes.
house stuff. That's cool.
While we're waiting for him to take a test there, Alicia, I see
Mm-hmm.
your notes here. Why don't you explain all the houses, what they're about?
Sorting.
Begin the experience.
There you go.
So
Explain the houses.
there are 4 houses. There is Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Slytherin, and Ravenclaw. And they kind of align with each of the 4 elements. So earth, fire, water, air. And so Hufflepuff aligns with earth, roughly. They are the hard workers, the patient ones, they are loyal, and they play fair. They value fair play. The thing about Hufflepuffs is they are the most inclusive group of others. They're like, the ones that are like gonna come up to you if you're new to school or new in the neighborhood and sort of, hey, how are you? Let me bring you a casserole. But if you don't play fair, kind of like how Harry didn't in Goblet of Fire, or so they think. They think that he put his name into the Goblet of Fire somehow. Go ahead.
Dumbledore asked calmly, Harry, did you put your name into the Goblet of Fire?
Discrepancy.
Smacks him against the fucking trophy case. Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
I actually reposted something recently that was all the discrepancies, like the major discrepancies between
That's a major discrepancy.
between the book and the movie. Like it was like book, and then it was like Warner Brothers. It was some like outrageous like that. For example.
That's the funniest one, I think. But anyways,
Okay, so yeah, so they will scorn you. Basically, they are like all set. Kind of the Potter stinks badges, that whole thing. They're all making fun of him.
yeah.
Then there's Gryffindor, and you sort of roughly align with fire. So you are the daring. You value daring, nerve, and chivalry. You are the ones that are like courageous, bravery, and determination.
Oh,
What?
okay.
I know. I did not see that coming.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, James Finch has finished his Hogwarts test.
I have to give him my coaster.
Flip over the screen, please, so the people at home can see that my good friend, James Finch,
Never been so proud.
is a motherfucking Ravenclaw. Congratulations,
welcome
sir.
to the house.
Thank you very much.
You
I will
fucking
proudly
nerds.
share my fandom with you.
Give him the beanie. Look at that.
There you go.
Ravenclaw. Proud of you, buddy.
That's awesome.
Good. I get to keep my coaster, and I'm still a Gryffindor.
I never thought that I would be losing my coaster. I guess I'm gonna have to take Hufflepuff. I'm okay with
Hufflepuff
being
right
a
here.
Hufflepuff. I'm actually, if I were to be able to choose, it would be a draw. sort
Really?
of. I really definitely more identify with Ravenclaw because I'll explain later, but
No. Why do you?
that would be the second
Why
closest.
do you identify with Ravenclaw?
Well, I was talking about Gryffindor.
Okay.
Well, Gryffindor's almost done, basically. They rival with Slytherin. Us Ravenclaws, roughly align with the air element, and we value learning for the sake of learning, not to get ahead, but just for the sake of learning. And we value wit, intelligence, creativity, wisdom, and we're kind of like the eccentrics, like the oddballs. Like we kind of don't like we beat to the trance of our own. Okay, Alicia, woo, march to the beat of our own drum. And we have a common room and a tower, like the Gryffindors. The only other house to have a tower, dorm room or common room.
Moving on up to the east side. Finally got a piece of the pie.
And Rowena Ravenclaw is our founder. So wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure is sort of one of her little...
All right.
Well, welcome to Hogwarts, and we'll see you in potions class, guys. Anyways, I think...
Sorry, Professor Snape.
But anyways.
I didn't...
What about Slytherin?
I didn't talk about Slytherin.
Well, no one's a Slytherin in this table, so I don't think it matters. No, explain Slytherin real quick.
Slytherin, really quick. The difference between Ravenclaw and Slytherin is that Slytherins are the cunning, the ambitious. They are the ones that will do anything and use any means to get ahead, to get to where they're going, where they want to be.
That's pretty
Ambitious.
weird. Sounds a little prostitution-y.
So the difference between Slytherin and Ravenclaw
You think
is that Ravenclaw...
I think Malfoy did some weird shit to get those grades?
Well,
His daddy was
he did
really
become
important.
a seeker
Yeah.
without even trying out, so I'm sure he
But did you
something.
know how he
I always
became
thought he was a
seeker?
beater.
His daddy bought new brooms, the
yeah.
newest model broom for the
Yeah.
whole team. So that's how he became a seeker.
Everyone had a Nimbus
So they're basically like the
2500.
Barrington kids of Hogwarts. No offense.
Ooh,
Our camera woman is a Barrington resident originally, so I'm sorry. Barrington graduate.
Originally East Providence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
Pawtucket.
off. Anyways, guys, I think that's all the time we have for this installment of Friggin' Nerd Show.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
It's been a lot of fun.
2018 is the year of video. We're going to get more videos out to you guys, as we promised.
Yes,
and
we are.
Finally, more videos. To see more, check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/FrigginNerdsMedia. You can find us on Facebook, Friggin' Nerds Media, and on SoundCloud. We don't do much SoundCloud anymore, but we'll start posting some audio stuff on there.
And thank you, Alicia.
And thanks, Alicia.
Thank you guys for having
being
me.
our Harry Potter expert. And
She is.
can't wait for you to come by again. We're going to watch some more Harry Potter.
Maybe we'll do some commentary. We talked about doing Star Wars commentary tracks, so maybe we could do some Harry Potter.
Absolutely.
Star Wars,
That would
Harry
be really
Potter,
cool.
whatever. So, anyways, guys, so with Friggin' Nerds Media, I'm Mario Lima.
James Finch.
Alicia Dumas.
And thanks, guys. Stay friggin' nerdy. Go Pats!